started, so if you could please grab a seat, and I think we'll have some students coming in very soon. My name is Darby Sinclair, and I'm an upper school teacher, social science teacher, and I'm here to be a moderator today. And we are going to be introducing our panel, but before we do that, we are going to play a short video about the Special Olympics.
Sound.
The right to play on any playing field, you have earned it. The right to hold a job, you have earned it. The right to study in any school, you have earned it. The right to be anyone's neighbor, you have earned it. You have taught us that what matters is not power or politics, weapons or wealth. What truly counts is the courageous spirit and the generous heart. The days of separation and segregation are over.
So as we begin today, we'd like to thank the PTA for organizing this event along with the Alumni Relations Office. Thank you very much for this. So to introduce our panel, we will have some of our guest speakers will be Bruce Lee, who is the Deputy National Director of the Special Olympics Chinese Taipei. We have our Special Olympic athlete, Fan Jingjia, or Michael Fan, and Fan Mama. And we have a very special alumni, Frida Fong, class of 1979. And a Special Olympic volunteer, Elliot Sinclair, class of 2024. Thank you. So to start, I think Frida is going to share a little background for us about the Special Olympics and her role.
Okay, thank you everyone for being here. Whoops, I just broke the mic. Yes, and thank you Darby and Elliot and Jingjia and also Fan Mama and Bruce, our Deputy National Director, and also Maria, who's a great supporter and will be helping us translate today. And yes, I am from the class of 79, and I am now the President and Managing Director of SO East Asia, based in Shanghai, China. And I'm just going to very quickly give a little bit of background on myself and on Special Olympics so that you all understand why we're here today. First of all, my philanthropic roots started here at TAS. Very much influenced by Mr. Arnold and our orphanage club and also Journeys into Asian Culture. I started to get involved with Special Olympics in 2002 as a volunteer when the SO East Asia Regional Office first opened in Beijing, China. And I was working for Coca-Cola China at the time, and Coke is the first and longest lasting sponsor worldwide for Special Olympics. And Special Olympics was founded in 1968 by Mrs. Eunice Kennedy Shriver. And in 2007, the World Games, Summer World Games was held in Shanghai in 2007, the year before the Beijing Olympics. And so I served as a vendor for the Shanghai Games, and then in 2018, I joined officially as a staff member for SOEA. So as mentioned, Mrs. Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who is the sister of President John F. Kennedy, founded Special Olympics 56 years ago in 1968. Why did she establish Special Olympics? Because their older sister, Rosemary, was special. And she always felt that, why is my older sister institutionalized and cannot join us in all of our summer recreational games? So she actually started Camp Shriver in her own backyard in 1962 before founding Special Olympics in 1968. I just want to mention, most people get us confused. between Special Olympics and Paralympics. Special Olympics, we cater to the intellectually disabled, whereas Paralympic focuses on the physically disabled. So Special Olympics is truly a charity organization. We focus on serving intellectually disabled individuals such as Down syndrome children, individuals, autistic individuals, and for various different reasons, different intellectual disabilities. But basically, if the individual has an IQ under 70, they are considered intellectually disabled. Now, Paralympics is more for the physically handicapped and much more competitive in their sports. So we are all about participation in helping our SO athletes gain confidence, realize their potential, and bettering their lives. So at our competitions, every participant gets a ribbon, even if they don't get a medal. Okay, today Special Olympics is in over 200 nations and territories with almost 4 million athletes worldwide. Before COVID, we had almost 6 million athletes worldwide. Okay, but we had a 40% decrease in participation because we're so event-driven and we couldn't have events during COVID. But luckily, that is coming back in the last couple years. So East Asia includes China, Hong Kong, Macau, Chinese Taipei, Korea, and Mongolia. And we have the highest number of athletes amongst all our 7 regions. We have over 1.4 million athletes, intellectually disabled athletes in our region. And the majority are in mainland China with 1.34 million athletes in China alone. But Chinese Taipei, I'm very proud to say, is the second highest population in my region of these 6 locations. We have 51,000 intellectually disabled athletes in Chinese Taipei. So we have 3 main pillars: sports, training, and competition. Okay, so the PE curriculum in special schools are based on Special Olympic guidelines. Okay, we also have inclusive education, which is unified schools and unified sports, and this is where we integrate the disabled and non-disabled students together on the sports field. So I'll give you an example. Unified basketball, 5 players on the court. 3 would be special, 2 would be non-disabled. We call them unified partners, but we have special rules. Only the ball scored by the athletes count as points, which means the unified partner is not there to be the MVP or the star of the game. They are there to advocate and support our Special Olympic athletes. So this is what I really would like to hopefully bring to TAS one day. Soon is the Unified Schools program, okay, where we can involve more TAS students together with our Special Olympic athletes. And our 3rd pillar is healthy athletes, to ensure that our athletes are fit and well enough to compete. We provide free healthy athlete screenings for our athletes at large events. So I just want to quickly mention that as part of our youth leadership and our leadership training, there will be a Special Olympics Global Youth and Educator Summit. It's a virtual webinar that's happening this week, May 23rd and 24th, with different sessions during our evening time. And these sessions will focus on empowerment, inclusivity, and education. And this virtual event promises to inspire, educate, and equip all participants with the tools that are needed to create a more inclusive world for all. So there will be very engaging sessions, interactive workshops, and inspiring speakers. I'm going to pass around a sign-up sheet, so if any of you or your children or the teachers and administrators, and I see Ms. Evelyn there, please indicate your interest, and I will email you the registration link later today. Okay, okay, so very quickly, that's my more than 2-minute intro to Special Olympics, but thank you all for being here, and I'm going to pass it over back to Darby. Thank you.
Thank you. So as part of the Special Olympics, there are the World Games, hosted every 4 years. And in June 2023, Eliette Sinclair had an opportunity. She applied and was accepted as a volunteer in Berlin, Germany for, I think, a little over 2 weeks. And so she's going to share just a little bit of her story and her experience in Berlin as a delegate assistant liaison for, she will tell you which delegation. So I'll let you share your story.
So today I want to talk a little bit about how we as a community can foster the acceptance and inclusion of all people, and talk a little bit about my experience and how I think other people can get involved, and how amazing of an opportunity this was for me and how much I learned. So when I first heard about this opportunity to be a delegate assistant for the Special Olympics, I was very hesitant and nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure how I would fit in and how I would help other people. But I decided that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that I should truly step outside my comfort zone and try something new. And I definitely don't regret my decision at all. I had so much fun and met so many people along the way. So when I first got there, I was assigned to the Mongolian delegation. I was a bit surprised because I have no idea anything about Mongolia. I didn't know anything about the culture, the people. So I was super nervous, but everyone in the delegation was super welcoming and supportive. And they had around 40 athletes and 20-ish coaches and other helpers. And despite the lack of communication, that it was hard to communicate with them, a couple of their coaches, head organizers, and a few of the athletes helped translate, which made it a lot easier. I also learned many things from this delegation, and how I was able to connect with the athletes and support them as they embraced the numerous challenges thrown at them, as this was a new experience to many of them, as they hadn't traveled before, and yeah. The athletes also rarely mentioned wanting to win gold and be the best, but rather expressed their desire to be a part of the community and just be there to experience competing in an international country, as it was quite new to many of the athletes. And it helped show me that what they were truly there for was to make memories and just experience it, and not be the best or show off or anything. They just wanted to experience it. Not only this, but the tight bond they had all made with each other was like one big family, and they all generously welcomed me into their delegation and assured me that the next 2 weeks of competition would be amazing. So as the competition started, the Mongolian athletes competed in soccer, table tennis, badminton, swimming, track, basketball, bocce ball, and judo. So lots of different sports, and my job was basically to go around, make sure all of them were situated in their place and felt comfortable, because it was quite new to a lot of them, so they were super nervous. But whilst I watched them competing, it was amazing just seeing how hard they had worked to be there, and the fact that they had a smile on their face doing it. It honestly just made me so happy. And I'd like to share one moment from my experience that was really, really important. So before a volleyball match, one of the female players came up to me and she said that she just wanted to be seen. And this statement quite frankly shocked me. I wasn't sure why she couldn't see what she was doing was so amazing, because she had already impacted so many people with disabilities. And so as I sat down to watch their game, I began to process what she had said. And I realized that her goal of competing at the Special Olympics wasn't to work towards fame, but to be seen as somebody as more than a disability. She wanted to break through all the stereotypes and norms people had placed on her and just show the world what she could do. And it was then that I realized previously I had been guilty and quick to put labels on individuals. My understanding of individuals with disabilities greatly changed as I better understood that the labels had been placed on them. However, that's often not how they want to be identified. They want to be seen as more than that. So I believe that many people have done this at times, and I hope that today we can discuss a little bit more about that and how we can include the disabled community in everything. So after experiencing working with these disabled athletes, I can say I believe that some ways we as a community can foster the acceptance and inclusion of all people is by putting our differences aside and just seeing everyone as equal. And I truly hope that other TS students and other people have the opportunity to be a part of the Special Olympics and step outside their comfort zone to experience something new like I did. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Eliette, for sharing your experiences, and I'm sure there might be some questions afterwards. I've already found out the next World Games will be in Santiago, Chile. Is that
That's
right?
the World Summer Games in
World
2027, and then in 2025 we will hold our Winter World Games in Turin, Italy. March 8th of 2025. So we are like the Olympics, we have alternating every 2 years, winter, summer, but we are the year before the Olympics and Paralympics.
And I think Elliot was one of the youngest volunteers. Most of the volunteers looked more similar to the ages we see out here. You can decide what that age is. And so I can tell you that you would not regret the opportunity to be a volunteer, and there's many different varieties of experiences you can have and different strengths that you have that can align with a volunteer opportunity. But I think our honored guest, who is the most important person for us to have here today, is Fang Jingjia, and I think that Frida is going to interview him and ask him.
Yes, one more note about the Global Volunteer Program. Each of our World Games has a local organizing committee, and when they are ready, they will post on the website the application for applying for Global Volunteer. So if you're interested, please also note that on the sign-up sheet, and I'll make sure I let you know. Okay, so these are Elliot's photos. Share the, do you want to mention it?
Well, yeah, basically these are a bunch of the different athletes that I got to work with and learn a lot more about them. It was really nice getting to spend time with them. So the picture on the right is the opening ceremony, and you can see all of them are dressed in their traditional clothing. So each country had like different outfits that they got to wear, and yeah, I just think they all look really, really cute. This is the soccer team. There's the judo player and his mom. A lot of the parents got to come along and watch, which was really, really nice because a lot of them were really emotional and just happy because their children were obviously super happy getting to experience that. And yeah, that's all of us. We got to, what's this place called? It's Brandenburg, and yeah, they had like different like parties and events at night that we got to go to, and so they all wanted to just explore the city, so I took them out and we got a bunch of pictures together, which was really nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot. Jingjia is our athlete from Special Olympics Chinese Taipei. He was also on the board of our program board. And Mrs. Fan, mother, okay. 好，你要不要分享？好，Jingjia。
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Fan. It's my honor to speak to all of you. 我是樊金佳，今年45岁。
45 years old.
我有今年非常好的4句话送给大家：给人希望，给人力量，给人智慧，给人快乐。
So Special Olympics brings joy and wisdom and happiness to everyone.
我是运动员，
I am an athlete.
从9岁开始接触水的世界，从1991年到2011年，代表国家到过美国、日本、马耳他、南非、瑞典、爱尔兰、希腊。
So Michael has represented Special Olympic Chinese Taipei to compete all over the world since he was 9 years old, starting in 1911 from Minnesota to Maldives. He received his lifeguard certificate, and then he went on to North Carolina for the World Games, and in South Africa, Ireland, Shanghai, and in Greece.
2007年10月参与裁判身份参加特奥的10月森西仔游泳教练替裁判资格。
2017是以裁判身份，那2007在上海。
Yeah, so during the Shanghai World Games, Jingjia actually went as a swimming umpire.
2011年 Special Olympics 在希腊独木舟是第一次的首度参赛项目。
Yeah, so for the very first time, kayaking was introduced in 2011 at the Greek World Special Games.
2011年在希腊世界运动会独木舟划船比赛500公尺和200公尺的项目双料金牌。
So he won the gold.
闭幕典礼中，中华台北队杰出运动员身份与教练、手牵手步上火力坛出笼，这些点滴记录也让我受到肯定。当然，再次让世界看见我们 Chinese Taipei。
So he not only received reassurance, but endorsement as a Special Olympic athlete and later as a coach.
没有特奥就没有今天的我，矮田步又点踹 just 过风英的。
So without Special Olympics, he wouldn't be who he is today.
1991年，
哪一个是你啊？哦，1991. The very first gold medal at the age of 12.
中国运动中，1999年特奥世界杯金牌。
So 1999 gold medal.
就是 Grand Hill NBA
Go here。
NBA 的球员。
NBA 的
Grand Hill。
Okay. NBA player, OK. 然后这个是，这是谁？这家。This is our chairman,
这
Tim
叫
Shriver.
主席。
Yeah. Our Special Olympics International Chairperson, Tim Shriver, who is the son of our founder, Eunice Kennedy Shriver. 这是在哪里啊？
在台北。
在台北。
Yeah, so there was a gala dinner held in Taipei. 这好像2015年是吧？ Yeah, 2015. 好。
勇敢尝试争取胜利。
So this is our athlete's oath. In Chinese, is 勇敢尝试争取胜利. In English, it's let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. This is our famous words from our founder, Eunice Kennedy Shriver. 好。
当丢手把拳。
我用中文。
可以。
谢谢大家的掌声。其实我是从1991年以家长的身份陪伴 Michael Fan 到。
So I joined in 1991 as a parent of an athlete, Michael.
从那一次，我 stay 的是一个摩门教眼外科医生的家里，他有5个小孩，最小的3个小孩加起来不到10岁。
那一次是不是 During that competition, they stayed with a Mormon medical doctor's family who had 5 children, and the last 3 children altogether were younger than 10 years old.
我很感动。
So I was very touched.
静佳那次很幸运，为中华台北得到第1面的游泳金牌。
So on behalf of Chinese Taipei, Jia was able to win the very first gold medal.
我们的教育部长夫人当场哭了，可是静佳很不懂事，她说：“我得金牌，你们为什么哭了？”
So the wife of the Minister of Education at the time was so touched that she cried. And so Michael's reaction was, I just won the gold medal. Why are you crying?
回来以后我就很努力，跟他学习游泳，也考上了救生员资格。
So since returning, Mrs. Fan was very adamant about training Jingjia in swimming, and he actually received and got certified as a 救生员 lifeguard.
And
She herself is a coach. 您自己也是教练。
1999年世界杯，我是 Special Olympic 的游泳教练。
So she herself was a Special Olympics swimming coach in 1999 World Cup.
我很努力，家长也都很喜欢我这个教练。
I worked very hard as a coach, and all the parents also liked me as a coach.
我真的很感谢 Special Olympics.
I'm very grateful to Special Olympics.
We cannot achieve without Special Olympics. 一直到现在，所以
Until now.
即使金家现在不能比赛了 ，Special Olympics 假如有什么需要，我们就到哪里。
Yeah, so even though Michael is no longer competing anymore, but anytime Special Olympic needs us, we are there. So thank you for being here today.
And as well, to have more insight into, I don't know, is there anything that
Bruce is our Deputy National Director for SO Chinese Taipei, and he's actually based here in Taipei, and we have several events going on during the year, so if any of you are interested in joining, please also write that on the sign-up sheet, and I'll make sure that Bruce knows. 所以到时候有希望参加活动的时候可以邀请。好，谢谢。
So I think we can turn it over for a Q&A. As you've heard, a variety of perspectives and experiences, because I think there's questions of what you might be interested in being part of, or your children in the future. So we're very happy to open this up to any questions we might have.
I think so many of us are parents here today. Can you share your perspective and how, as a parent, what this experience for Elliot meant for you? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Did I put you on the spot?
Supposed to be moderated. Yeah, so when we were, I think, introduced to Frida and the Special Olympics, this was in kind of the dark days of COVID where there weren't a lot of opportunities to volunteer. And so Frida would tell us about what Special Olympics was and how it used to be, and that there would be a future. And then the stars aligned for us in that our daughter Eliette was old enough to volunteer. You have to be 16 years until 99, I think, so you still have time. That's what it officially says. So we decided, well, let's have her apply, even though there wasn't an opportunity to have that experience in Taipei or locally yet, so it was a little bit different or unique to what would be the usual journey. And with that, kind of that application and a lot of trust where you said, okay, I'm ready to put myself out there and really go outside your comfort zone. We had the benefit of having German grandparents who were in the area, so they could come to the rescue if needed. But I think you can hear that the experience was very transformative for her. The first time I saw her, because I didn't arrive until maybe 5 days into her experience because she was getting her training, and then she had to take a train to Frankfurt, pick up her delegation, do a tour in a different village for a few days, and then head back to Berlin. And so my first kind of experience of hearing about it was, oh, somebody's lost their cell phone and I need to manage with the German bus driver to get this back. And so the troubleshooting and the problem solving that was happening. And the first, that was what I heard on the phone. And the second time I saw her, she had 2 cell phones in hand. She's in a hotel in downtown, and she said, Mom, I have no time for you. I'm busy negotiating with the swimming national committee because one of our athletes needs to, I need to fill out this paperwork. And then she's switching to a different phone to try to talk to a different organizing committee about logistics. And I thought, who is this 25-year-old that I just dropped off at age 16? So I think just watching the growth happening within literally days of that experience and navigating that, and then the deep connections that you were making with each of the athletes and the parents, and really finding ways to communicate without the language was something that I could not have created for an experience for her. And so it was incredible to watch. And for me, one of the highlights was watching at the opening ceremony. Eliette was taking her delegation through, and I knew you were stressed because Mongolia had been chosen. They'd done the dress rehearsal the day before. This is in the Berlin National Stadium. The last time an Olympic flame had been lit there was 1936, so it's been a few years since Jesse Owens. So practicing for that and knowing that there would be, the dignitaries would include Olaf Scholz, many different royalty as well. I looked behind me and there was the Danish queen. Good thing I pay attention to the tabloids, I knew who I saw. So you were organizing to have the athletes carry the torch, and she was quite concerned because she was worried about, would they go the right direction, and have we choreographed? This will be on the international news. We have to get this right. And so working compassionately with the athletes, but at the same time being willing to accept that anything could happen at any moment and we need to be responsive. And so those were some of my observations that I had in the experience, which is a bit more of me talking than I should, but that's to answer that question.
Michael 你好棒哦，你的赢得这么多的奖牌，代表你背后有很多的努力。那在努力的过程中，你有没有遭遇过什么样的挫折或是好玩的经验可以分享？我可以带回去给我的孩子。
What are the challenges and what are the fun experience that you have experienced that you could share with us so we could bring back to our children?
当我3岁，不会走路也不会发音，然后看到唐氏症的是五音不全，然后就会流口水。遇到刚刚我妈妈说的，就是唐氏症有肌肉张力的失常，像蛙式比赛前就是手指要并拢。在我临睡前的时候，我自己就把橡皮筋5、6条绑在一起，然后在我临睡着了，我妈妈在忙明天的赛程，就在我临睡前的时候，妈妈担心我有没有怕血液循环不流通，一到隔一天比赛的时候，才发现，在我比赛的时候，我跳水比赛的时候，我的手是自然比起来的，就一直滑。
我翻译一下好不好？ Okay. When I was 3 years old and I would be drooling, I couldn't talk, I couldn't really pronounce any words, and when I started I started training for swimming, and at night I would wrap my hands with rubber bands. I would wrap a few rubber bands together so that I could keep my fingers together. And after I fall asleep, my mom will check on my hand to make sure that I still have blood circulation. And but the next day at the competition, my hands were sticking together, so he was able to scoop the water more effectively.
我可以补充一下吗？其实刚刚很多的那个我们 Special Olympics 的 DM 哈，都是用唐氏症这个 face， 因为他们的长相就是这个脸蛋，那没有想到一样的脸蛋呢，心脏80%都会有心脏瓣膜缺失的问题，就像他们中午一定要休息才能够继续比赛。这个手指呢叫做肌肉张力失常，经常是这样是对他们最舒服的，嘴巴经常打开流口水也是最舒服的。 所以他讲话3岁还不能讲话，讲公公的话呢，一定是东东。很喜欢喝40几年前养乐多，就是我们初恋的滋味，他好喜欢，我只能沾一点点给他喝。每天练习，大家要不要猜一下，他多久才得到这1瓶的养乐多 juice？
练习一次才能练。
练习多久？1天。3年。3年才得到了这个瓶养乐多，所以 Michael 今年45岁。我们到了学校，现在他是教育部生命教育的代言人。
So Michael is now 45 years old, okay? And when he was 3, he wasn't even able to talk. And Mrs. Pham, thank you, was explaining that, you know, the Down syndrome children have many different medical complications. So when their mouths are open and they drool, that's when they're more comfortable. Their hands, they cannot, you know, stick the fingers together because this is a more comfortable position. So through the training and through everyday teaching and guidance, she was able to raise Michael to who he is today. And he is now the, 您说是什么代言人？教育部 Ministry of
生命
Education.
校园生命教育代言人。
So life education spokesperson for the ROC Ministry of Education. So he is very well achieved and very well recognized.
超过900场，就是学校的分享900。
He's done over 900 sharing sessions at different schools and different organizations.
并不是这个讲师有多么的杰出，并不是，是因为他的口语比别的唐氏症、比别的智障 mental 要来的正确。
Not necessarily because he's such a great speaker, but because his speaking skills are more accurate than most Down syndrome and individuals with intellectual disabilities. 然后静佳有参加我们的领导者培训啊，
他曾经是运动员领袖，到过Toronto，到过。
So we also have what we call global messengers. Thank you, Althea. Thank you, Chase. So we also have athlete leaders and youth leaders. And I mentioned later this week we will have the Global Youth and Educator Summit. And Jing Jia has actually represented Chinese Taipei as a regional athlete leader. Yeah. So they have opportunities to interact with non-disabled students in workshops and interactive discussions, etc. So you're all welcome to sign on virtually and see the webinar.
所以一直到现在，他的讲词里头都还是在讲 Special Olympics。
So even till today, all his sharing and speeches are all revolving around Special Olympics. Yeah. 谢谢. Thank you.
Hi, so we had some conversation before, Frida, about how there are other opportunities coming up worldwide in different countries. Could you say a little bit more? You mentioned there will be something in Australia in a few years' time.
Sure, thank you. We have Special Olympics programs in over 200 nations and territories around the world, totally over about 4 million athletes today. So if any of you are interested in a program in your local hometown or your friends are interested, please let me know and I can find you the right contact. Because like Bruce representing Chinese Taipei, we have a national director as well as a chairperson for each of our programs, running the local events and competitions and training. So we're very grassroots. We're very focused on local programming. And I will get you the information from Melbourne.
Great. And maybe someone could say a little more about how students from TAS might get involved in Taiwan themselves.
Okay, first of all, the program that Elliot participated was with our World Games. And so our local organizing committee for each of our World Games will host the global volunteers, and as I said, they will post on their website applications for the global volunteers. At the more local level, we will work with our Special Olympic Chinese Taipei to see where the opportunities are for volunteers locally. However, as I mentioned earlier, unified schools is something that we are very much focused on for unified inclusive education. So because Taipei American School does not have any special intellectually disabled students, we will need to match up the mainstream school or Taipei American School with a special school. And the closest one is actually near Mitsukoshi and the Taipei Special School. But because of scheduling issues, because they don't like to do weekend events in the special schools, because the teachers and the parents are all very occupied Monday to Friday. They have other priorities on the weekends. Whereas the timing schedule for our TAS students is really, the weekends are more preferred. So this is something that we're still working on, that will take time. But however, Darby, you did bring some students over to the special school for their sports day or school?
This year to sports day, and last year we had seniors who were allowed off campus during the school day who were able to go and volunteer. So we're still trying to figure out how could we align schedules to make other opportunities in the future.
So hopefully we will be able to do that soon. Thank you.
Are there any other ways that we can support Special Olympics?
Thank you, Felicia. Yes, you know, as we all know, Special Olympics is truly a charity organization. In the US, we are 501c3 certified, and so, you know, we do need to raise funding to support all of our events and all of our athletes. So this QR code will bring you to our pledge page on our website. And if you'd like to please take down my email. If you're interested in supporting us, we very welcome your support and we are very grateful. Thank you.
We have a few questions.
Yes, please.
I have a question to Fang Mama, like Michael's mom, because I know whatever is like so many gold medals and what his achievement now, it must be you contribute so much to his achievement. 就是他 Michael 现在有这么的可以得这么多的奖，这么有的成就，一定是你在后面非常多的帮助他非常的多。我想要请教你，就是在这个过程当中，从他小时候到现在，你觉得最 challenge 的，就是最困难的时候是什么？你期待台湾就是我们的环境可以给你们什么样，就是给家长什么样的帮助？可以，就是当你在参加 Olympic 之前，我们是不是你们需要什么样的帮助？还有你觉得最困难的是什么？ Oh, my question was like Michael's mom has been working so hard and make Michael to be on the stage, right? So what the Taiwan environment, our society or the government can help you for the help the parents? I mean, yeah. Thank you so much.
谢谢。其实现在的环境已经很好。
Actually, the environment today is already much better.
40几年前，我带着静佳走在马路上，人家都以为接近他就会被传染。
40 years ago, when I took Jingjia on the street, people thought if they come too close, he might be contagious.
我知道，只有运动才能够让他健康。
So I know only sports will keep him healthy.
找寻了很多的运动项目，最后投入水里头。可是就在东门，他被割到 我这样子抱着到台大医院急诊。
So after checking out different sports, they decided on swimming, and he had an accident at Dongmen where mom had to bring him to the emergency at 台大，因为游泳有一个，
因为我们很认真的游，台湾的学生孩子在水里头大概都是这样子横冲直撞，所以这个直的横的一定会冲撞。我就离开几分钟的 moment， 他被割到，现在疤痕都还在。
So she just stepped away for a few minutes, and the swimming pool was not very orderly. So the other swimmers, the other students and kids were just all, messing around in the pool. That he actually got injured, and still has a scar today.
就像我们疫情期间待在家里，我们俩上了特奥会的联合国人权宣言。对。
So during COVID, we had a lot of different virtual seminars and webinars, and they actually participated in the UNC CRDP sessions online.
那个5个时代，就像从抛弃的时代，怜悯的时代，经济的时代。
So 5 different stages, from desertion to 抛弃
怜悯
compassion,
经济医疗。到现在的人权的时代
and to now the human rights. These were all topics that were covered in the webinar.
那上完那个课呢，静佳有时候跟人家有 argue 的时候，也会告诉别人说，我也是人呢。
So after that learning experience, if he gets into an argument with people, he also sticks up for himself and says, I'm a human too.
我是个很平凡的妈妈。我不是学体育，我也不是学教育，可是
I'm just a very traditional mother. I'm not an educator. I'm not a sports person.
可是我用陪伴，用以身作则，就像静佳17岁，她要训练当这个救生员 lifeguard 的时候，就是这种5月天，有时候还冷冷的，所以我那时候的技术不怎么样，可是我为了陪伴他得到这个证照，我感冒了，我还继续。
I accompany my son, and when 他10几岁拿到了，
他18岁才能考，可是我们17岁、18岁能够拿这个证照，我们17岁就投入这个训练。
17 years of age, he started to train to achieve the lifeguard certification, which he received at the age of 19.
最后在新店那个平衡台高空跳水的时候，就像那个虎克船长这样子跳水的时候，我是发烧到40度。
So even though she had a fever of 40 degrees, she still accompanied her son to the diving competition.
我不能退缩，因为我是。
I cannot stand up.
我是他的陪伴。
I'm the escort and the companion. I cannot back out.
最后我得了肺积水。可是我妈妈说，我也是被静佳训练出来的，我才能够，我最后才能拿到这个 coach 哈。谢谢。
And she herself qualified to be the swimming coach.
不过我觉得特奥会给我的一个最大的启示就是融合。我带着静佳的弟弟一起游泳，一起训练。弟弟后来在加拿大是游泳非常这个盛行的国家，他也在那里得到了救生员的资格。
So the biggest lesson that I've learned from Special Olympics is inclusion. So I've included my older son Jingjia and his brother, Ben, who actually studied in Canada and received his lifeguard certification in Canada. So they have a very inclusive family of swimmers.
我的妈妈今年95岁。
So my mother is 95.
她的蛙式是金家教的。
Jingjia taught my mother how how to swim the breaststroke.
所以我觉得我们是这个 uniform 的
We're a
standard。
unified family.
谢谢，
Yeah.
谢谢。
One more question. One last question.
Okay.
我一样要想要请教那个 Michael。Michael， 你得那么多金牌奖项，应该是你完成了你很多的梦想。那你接下来的梦想，你最想要做什么事？
过去以前的特奥的梦想就是得到最大的荣誉或奖牌，然后非常感谢特奥给我栽培
So I've always aimed to gain more medals in Special Olympics, and I'm grateful for the cultivation that Special Olympics has given me.
现在我除了特奥之外，有的工作就是最高的要打好基础，不断的感谢我公司的主管、同事对于我的肯定，甚至我都要打好基础才是重要。
Yeah. So he is now working, and he appreciates all the support that he gets from his company and his colleagues. 在金车基金会是吧？15年。金车文教基金会。So he's working for the Jinche Cultural Foundation for the last 15 years.
其实当时得到很多奖牌的时候，我只让他戴1天，我就把这些奖牌束之高阁，因为我告诉他，明天也许是跑步，那就是你最弱的项目了。我最引以为荣的是他的工作，他从毕业到现在没有1天失业过。
Yeah, so she's most proud of his dedication to his work.
而且他有正式的
graduation.
健保劳保，就是正式的志愿者。
So he has all the social benefits like any other citizen.
我从星光三月上到顶楼，然后也找到完整的工作的经验。
他有很完整的工作经验。
So he has very comprehensive work experience. 好，谢谢。I would just like to thank Connie and Donna and TAS and all the parents here and Darby and Elliot and our Chinese Taipei representatives for the opportunity to share back in my alma mater. So hopefully we can get more of you involved with Special Olympics. Please send me an email. Please pledge with our QR code, okay? And please keep in touch, and we would love to have more activities going on, and we'd like to keep you informed. Okay, so thank you so much. And Darby, would you like to conclude?
Thank you for your time and coming here today. I think that you are seeing that we are here to plant seeds, that this is the beginning of something. The theme for the World Games was Inclusion Revolution, and I think this is the opportunity to now bring all of us as part of that inclusion revolution here in Taiwan and to continue to find ways to become involved. So thank you to all of our panelists and speakers today. A special thank you to Michael, and we look forward to continuing the conversations.
And I have to give a big thank you to Maria for all your
The school, I should ask Fantine, our president, to come forward, and Connie. Yeah, we just want to thank your attendance today. 我给他，你讲话，我给他。
Thank you so much.
Well, first to Frida. Oh, thank you, Michael, yeah. Okay, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Frida.
Thank you.
For speaking on behalf
Thank you. And we have a small souvenir from Chinese Taipei for Gay Fantine. 家长会长Connie. Thank you.